Content creators are turning to online learning communities and video sharing platforms as a means of acquiring new skills without having to undergo formal in-school lectures. Tonight on TechOne, our reporter Allan Aoko visited an upcoming production company whose entire team is adopting online and learning technologies to social create impact stories.
Well, can you hold this for me here? So you reach there.
Striking the right balance between meeting client needs and keeping the team updated on the latest skills for use in execution of work is what has kept Farmer Mohammed, the founder of Studio 63, in business.
The way millennials use media versus the way Gen Z uses media is completely different. And this is gauged on how they learn. And these new generations, it's obviously seen with all of these applications like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and how they adapt to technology.
Mohammed has discovered that how organizations would advance through online learning communities like YouTube or Skillshare, which provide a space and a structure for people to align around a shared goal. They connect people and organizations while holding members accountable to a common agenda. These communities enable participants to share results and learn from each other, thereby improving their abilities and make professional progress.
A lot of the times we utilize YouTube tutorials, we utilize Skillshare classes, and we just sit down, each one of us, it doesn't matter who it is, we all just sit down and take courses on animation, on graphic design, on motion graphics, on video editing, and how to utilize After Effects.
But it's one thing to use technology and another to apply it effectively. As technology grows, it means one has to quickly change with the times or end up losing to the competition.
Someone has capitalized, I'm capitalizing on someone's talent here, and they are helping the company. They're not just in this box. And that's the idea of innovation, right? Is to think out of the box and utilizing someone's skill, but also harnessing that skill, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that if you're a writer, you're not just writing, you can do more, right? And that's kind of what I'm talking about.
The fruits of online learning communities are clear, with upcoming content creators able to produce content of varying nature. From promos to documentaries to animation and articles, the industry is experiencing a eureka moment caused by self-online learning, where the majority of courses focus on interaction rather than lecturing, with the primary goal of learning by completing a project for people who want to learn from educational videos. This means that one can actually, for example, practice rigging studio equipment with a colleague at the office without having to formally enter a lecture hall for a certificate on the subject. Of course, this means that one has to have that intrinsic motivation within themselves to do what they mean to do in what they are working on. And now, maybe perhaps, Mohammed, tell us, what are you working on, and the skills that you've gathered, how are they helping you in what you're doing right now?
Well, I'm working on a script for the Mama Ibado charity, which is an organization that's based in Isiolo and Kakamega. When I came on board in S63, I came on board primarily as a writer. And my writing skills have also improved in that sense, because I used to write articles and essays and short stories prior to all of this. I wasn't familiar with journalistic writing.
And the advice for future young content creators?
And I think that everyone should be able to teach this upon themselves and just pick up a camera, start recording, watch YouTube tutorials, do what you can to just learn on your own.
And since we've all been wrapped up in the misfortune of the pandemic, it doesn't need to be a mystery wrapped in suspense inside an enigma. You can always, of course, tap into technology to get that skill that you are honing for. Allan Aoko, TechOne.